the Africa of life does for us. It gives us some other questions that we can start. It hits us with ideas that we can start using to move towards where we want to be in our lives. All right. So before we get in that, I want y'all to hear a little commercial. I am a Gye-Nyame man. I was born for greatness. My greatness comes from my potent center. I pledge to find and connect with my center. I pledge to build my spirit, mind, and body. I pledge to use my hands to build a better world for myself, my loved ones, and my community. I pledge to use my mind to think deeper, further, and higher to create a better reality for myself. I pledge to live my life and go beyond all my self-imposed limitations. I pledge to promote the principles of the Gye-Nyame warrior and to assist all those seeking the path of success. I pledge all these things first to myself, my teachers, to all my relations, and to my higher power. I am Gye-Nyame. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. That is the Gye-Nyame pledge that is said by all of our true members at least once a day. Peace and welcome to our YouTube channel. Check out our videos and podcasts. Subscribe as well as join the journey. Push past your self-imposed limitations within the Gye-Nyame journey. Peace.
Too black, too strong.
All right, here we go. Here at Gye-Nyame Journey, we strive to lift you above the tornado of fuckery, to get you to a point to where you can start living your life, rather than living the lives that other people have set for us. It's time for us to start building our culture, family. It's time for us to seek shelter in our culture and to continue building. I'm going to sip on some ambrosia. We're going to crack open the African openings to the tree of life. Yes, we are. And we are going to discuss the proverbs of the day. And in discussing these proverbs, we're going to change some lives. Let me take a sip. That's some grown man drink right there. Grown man drink. I will be having some of this available again. I'm gonna start brewing. I got here late tonight. I forgot on Ujima. I do my warrior training over at the school. We ran the kids through some hit training. Then we went into the Gye-Nyame salutation, trying to make sure that the young people know how to keep their bodies nimble and stuff. And then we got into the Ashe meditation. Let me tell y'all something. I'm not playing with this, y'all. That Ashe meditation will change your life, right? Stop being a mouth breather. Take the Nguza Cyber Challenge. I don't know why. I don't know why people who know that I have my show call me during my damn show. Man, I love y'all, but hey, let's do this. Class is in session. Let's get it popping off. All right, so we opening up today. Let's take a look together. Veritable ideas engage us in process and lead into generation. Veritable ideas suggest formulated, compelling thought. They may grow out of notions and inklings, but do not remain so. They have a communicable or apprehensible logic, which for our intelligence is, when crystalline, virtually self-validating and demonstrable. That is a mouthful, and that's going to be hard, but we're going to work it out. Then, if we have time, we'll get to this one. People embracing ideas expect rewards.
or apprehend rewards at the moment of embrace. Practical, material, spiritual. Perhaps we do not always expect the same from symbols, but since symbols, too, contain ideas, being in actuality the graphic representation of ideas, we may expect the same. Ideas are breeding grounds. While we are not always so easily inclined to embrace change itself, we are more readily inclined to embrace change when our ideas prompting the change are associated with appreciable and perceivable rewards. Indeed, the ardor with which we struggle with ideas is the result of the anticipated outcome. That's a mouthful. All right, so let's hit it. Let's hit it. I just came off of meditation. I just came off a workout. I'm trying to decide on whether or not to go into a few day fast so I could force my body into ketosis. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm burning fat. They said that's a whole different high, right? I'm experimenting with my body on different highs. Like some of y'all paying all this money to get the quick chemical high. Well, I'm setting my body up to give me that for free. And you could do the same. Like I said, check out the Nguza Saba Challenge. Control your shell. And when you control your shell, you control your world. You control the world. All right, now, so let's go. Veritable ideas engage us in the process and lead into generation. Veritable. Now, when I first read that, I had to go back and I had to look up the word veritable.
Veritable.
Veritable. Being truly or very much so. All right? Being truly or very much so. Let's look at some synonyms for this word. Authentic is a synonym of veritable. Authentic. All right? So let's go back and let's read this again. Veritable ideas or authentic ideas engage us in a process and lead into generation. Authentic. Ideas that flow from the soul. Ideas that flow from within us. You know a veritable idea because it touches something deep within you, right? So when you receive an authentic idea, something that speaks to your core, it says, veritable ideas engage us in process and lead into generation. Now, I want y'all to remember this. Our ancestors talk about process all the time. The initiation into the mystery systems was a process. The initiation into adulthood was a process, right? Marriage was a process, right? Getting older was a process. Rising in the morning is a process. Now, whether we make them conscious processes or not, the process still exists. So, authentic ideas, let's get to it. Authentic ideas engage us in process and lead into generation. What is generation? Generation is creation, right? When we run into authentic ideas, they take us to a place where, first off, it speaks to us, right? And it takes us through a process. And through this process, we are able to create, right? So now, if the ideas that are around you are not pushing you into a process, right? If they are not authentic, if they are not speaking to your soul, if they do not move you into a process, you will not be able to create. One of the reasons we are stuck as a people is because we don't have authentic ideas. All of our ideas, and I want y'all to really think about this, all of our ideas come from our training. Our training was outside of us. It was not developed for us, by us. See, because what we got to understand right now, we are in a conscious battle, a conscious war, right? And individuals want to take your awareness, because consciousness simply means awareness. Are you aware? Are you awake? Somebody is taking control of our awareness. And in them taking control of our awareness, right, they are giving us unauthentic ideas, unreal ideas. And these ideas do not take us through a process that lead into generation. They don't create anything. We keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again. Why? Because we think in the old, dead, same thoughts. We're repeating old, out-of-date ideas that no longer serve us. Now I want you to look at your life. I want you to step back, and I want you to take little do Photoshop in your mind, and I want you to start looking at all the ideas that guide your life, because those ideas that you have in your mind now have led you to where you are now. Are you creating? Are they creating new events in your life? Is new things being produced in your life? Or are you still stuck on old inauthentic ideas that are not producing anything for you? Now, if you was West Asian, the ideas will work perfectly for you. You have been initiated into a secret society that is not designed for your outcome. You have been initiated into a secret society that leads you downward. It doesn't create anything new. We worship old things. So what we get old things. We get the leftovers. We get the crumbs from the master's table, because we're eating on what the master has given us. And what we have an opportunity to do now with the new tools that we have been given is to start shifting those ideas. Is to start asking those questions. The questions I asked you before. Who? Who am I? Who are you? What are you? Where are you? When are you? Why are you here? And how will you deal with the answers to all those questions? And how will you get to where you want to be? All these questions have been defined for you. You have been told who you are. You have been told where you are. You have been told when you are. And you have been told why you are. So the how has also already been set for you. And because the how is already set for you and all the questions have been answered for you, you keep running back into the same issue, same situations, because you're not asking new questions. You're not having new ideas. You're not opening yourself up to the universe. You're not opening yourself up to a conversation with yourself. Many of us spend hours talking to other people about their shit, but few of us are taking the time to sit down and have a conversation with ourselves. And that conversation don't require talking. Some of y'all, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all might be, brother, I'm talking about talking to you. Yeah, I'm talking about talking to yourself. But I'm not talking about you sitting in the mirror just talking to you. Now, sometimes that works. But every now and then you got to sit down and say, why am I doing this? Why am I here? How did I get here? What am I doing? Why am I doing it? Where am I? When am I? All right, when? When are we? We are in a period of time after our ancestors' captivity. We are recently out of captivity. We are in a position right now, right, of poverty as a group. Now, some of y'all might be doing well, but as a group, we are in a position of poverty. So now, because we are able to be honest with ourselves and look at where we are, we can move to the next question, or we can move to the previous question. Because many of us don't even know where we are. Many of us don't even know when we are. And because of that, we are not able to generate generation. Create. All right, let's move to the next part. Veritable or authentic ideas suggest formulated, compelling thought. Authentic ideas suggest formulated, compelling thought. Formulated is in a formula. It makes sense. Many of us are not participating in the process of having authentic ideas. So we are not operating on a formulated, with a formula. We don't have a formula for success in our lives. All the formulas we are using are other people's formulas, right? We go to colleges, we go to high schools, we get the supposed higher degrees and stuff like that, right? And they give us formulas, but the formulas are not for our success. We have to start asking the questions and start coming up with authentic ideas so that we can move to the next level as a group, as a people, hell, as an individual. We're stuck because we got old ideas. And because we got old ideas, these old ideas lead into old beliefs. And these old beliefs keep us trapped in a loop that is not producing anything for any of us. Not producing happiness, not producing joy, not producing power, not producing peace. It keeps us in those three emotions that the brother taught us when he came to Columbus, right? Mad, sad, and scared. And because we're not asking the proper questions, we can't move out of those back into power, peace, and joy. Hold on. Ideas may grow out of notions and inklings, but do not remain so. So the idea is when we start having authentic thoughts, right? Veritable, as he called it. When we start having those veritable questions, those authentic questions, those authentic questions produce authentic ideas. And those authentic ideas start to rise in us. And they grow and they start off as notions, little inklings, but they will not remain that way because they speak to our soul, and because they speak to our soul, we seek more. Many of us are stuck because there's nothing out here talking to us. Many of us are looking outside ourselves, right, for the talking to come. We're looking for that perfect book. I mean, many of you might be like me. I spent the first, once I really started finding out I could read, I started looking in books because I thought they told me the books, and books were the answers. But the books never provide the answers. I mean, how many of y'all out there ever read books looking for an answer to the problems of your life, looking for answers to the problem of our people, and came up short? You finished the book and was like, is that all there is? Is that all there is? Is that all there is, my friend? Then let's keep reading. Let's open the book and take a fall. Is that all? Old school song for y'all. Y'all probably don't know that one. All right. They have communicable and apprehensible logic. Authentic ideas, right? You can grasp them. It's almost like you could touch them. You could put them to work. You know what I'm saying? And the logic in them is clear because it's A plus B equals C. It's clear. You know what I'm saying? At first it start off as an inkling, as a little thought, as a minor idea. Then it starts to grow. And as it starts to grow in us and we start working with the idea comes to life. And in it coming to life, right, we start seeing that it's achievable. And it has a logic that we can follow, which for our intelligence is when crystalline, virtually self-validating, and demonstratable. We're able to crystallize idea. That means bring it to reality. It validates itself. So like, for example, if we have to sit down and you have to debate with somebody about the idea that you have, right? The question is it authentic? Authentic ideas, we don't debate the fact that we need air. That's an authentic idea. That's a fact. You don't have to debate that shit. We don't have to debate that we have to drink water. You don't have to debate that. You don't have to debate that we eat food, right? You know what I'm saying? These authentic ideas are like that. You don't need to debate the truth. You know what I'm saying? You won't even waste your time, because those individuals that can't see the idea, you need to just keep moving right on past them, family. Keep moving right on past them. They'll catch up with you. You know what I'm saying? Many of us, we want to drag people with us. We want to proselytize, right? But if your idea can be crystallized, if your idea has, as he called it, apprehensible logic, you know what I'm saying? It's crystalline. It can crystallize, and it self-validates, and it's demonstratable. You can demonstrate it, not just with verbiage, but with how you live. See, those ideas don't need to be debated. When you are able to put to work your ideas, people will see the results in you. They'll see the change in you. They'll see the growth in you. And in seeing that, then they will be converted to the idea that you're talking about. But many of us we feel we could talk somebody into our ideas, into our views, into our beliefs. If your belief is something that you have to talk somebody into, if your idea is something that you have to talk somebody into, you might need some new ideas. You might be coming with some unauthentic stuff, because as he called them, a veritable idea, an authentic idea, speaks to the soul of the people that the idea is meant for. And remember this, folks. All your ideas and your beliefs aren't for everybody. Many of us think that there's just one way. That's one of the problems with us, right? There's only one way. Everybody got to be the same. That's unity. No, that's not unity. That's conformity. That's foolishness. Come on, family. We got to build. We adults, right? This ain't a classroom. We all moving towards the mountain. We all might have different paths, and we need to accept the fact that some people might need to walk a path different than yours. But you got to show and prove. All right. By the way, those that might be interested, this is the original. All of the honey has been ate up. This is the ultimate state. Now, I don't sell it like this because most people won't drink it like this, right? This is the ultimate state. This is the healthiest form, right? But the other form is healthy too. But once it gets to this point right here, this is where you're getting all of the true benefits. All right, on to the next one. People embracing ideas expect rewards, or apprehend the rewards at the moment of embrace. Practical, material, spiritual. Perhaps we do not always expect the same from symbols, but since symbols, too, contain ideas, being in actuality the graphic representation of ideas, we may expect the same. Ideas are breeding grounds. While we are not always so easily inclined to embrace change itself, we are more readily inclined to embrace change when the ideas prompting the change are associated with apprehensible and perceivable rewards. Indeed, the ardor with which we struggle with idea is the result of the anticipated outcome. People embracing ideas expect rewards, or apprehend the rewards at the moment of embrace. Practical, material, spiritual. All right. When we present ideas to the people, first off, when we embrace the idea, one of the things that lets you know is authentic, it lets you know about the rewards. You can see the rewards from embracing the idea, right? So now, far as what we have to do as a people when we are talking to folks, we got to get them to understand the rewards that come with recognizing the ideas that you have. For example, we talking about helping more people become conscious. What are the rewards of becoming conscious? Right? Those of us that are conscious, if we never have fun, if we're boring, if we always look stressed and we always look angry and we always are able to point out the negative shit in stuff, is that a reward that's appealing to those out there? What are the basic rewards that you could demonstrate, that you can show from embracing the idea that you're putting forth towards the people? What's reward? Christianity, heaven. Islam, heaven. Judaism, heaven. Better life. You know what I'm saying? Healthier life. What are the basic idea? What are the basic rewards for embracing that idea? What is the basic reward for embracing that faith? What is the basic reward? What is the basic reward of black nationalism? What is the basic reward of us coming together? What is the basic? We have to get to the rewards that we are able to demonstrate to people if we are interested in building something for the masses. What are the demonstrable rewards that you can show to people? You see, because a lot of times we think that knowledge is the reward, but everybody don't want to be smarter. I mean, you ain't figured that out. It took me a long time, so it'll probably take you a long. Everybody don't want to know everything. Some people just want to know, how can I make it to the next day? When you're talking to them, you have to be clear on the rewards. We are living in a time right now where people have been so frustrated. The heaven at the end of my life is not moving. What about now? I got kids. What about now? What are the rewards that you can give me? Right? Can you give me a longer life? Can you know what I'm saying? Can you give me better days? Can you give me days where I'm not breathing hard because I got to walk from my car into my job? See, we're kind of focusing on rewards way out there, but we got to be able to provide small rewards that individuals can start embracing with our ideas. This is going out to my conscious community. This is going out to those that know and they have information that they believe will save the world. You know what I'm saying? What are the immediate benefits other than beating up somebody else's idea? The rush that you get from dogging somebody else's shit. Everybody ain't looking for that. Everybody don't want to have their swords sharpened so they can. I want to make it to tomorrow. I want to wake up without pain. I want to be able to get up an hour earlier. I want to be able to meditate. You know what I'm saying? I don't like this arthritis no more. I don't want this arthritis. I don't want this extra weight on me. What are immediate rewards that you can give them? All right. People embrace ideas. People embracing ideas expect rewards or apprehend the rewards at the moment of embrace. Practical, material, or spiritual. So you got 3 rounds where you get it. Practical rewards. I can help you lose 15 pounds. Material rewards. Oh, you're going to make more money when you start doing A, B, C, and D. Spiritual rewards. I get you into heaven. That's farther off and stuff like that. I could get you to experience the divine now. Think about it. These are the things that move us. Practical, material, spiritual. It moves us in our personal lives. It moves us in our business life. Practical, material, spiritual. Right? Spiritual. What value are you bringing to people's lives? How are you making them feel? Material. You know what I'm saying? What materials are you able to provide? What materials would an idea provide? Practical. Right? How can I use this now? Right? And we got to be able to deal with that when we are spreading these ideas. Right? Because it's great to be very knowledgeable, but most of our people don't understand that. They're looking for the basics: practical, material, spiritual. Many of them ain't even looking for the spiritual. They don't even know they look for the spiritual. Because in the spiritual is the meaning, right? They don't even know that they're looking for that, but they do know they're looking for that material, right? Can you give me some rims? Can these ideas help me get some rims on my car? Can these ideas help me put some gold around my neck? Can this idea help put some food on the table? Can this idea get me to be able to take my children to Walt Disney World? Practical. Can what you talking about? Can these ideas that you're trying to share with me help improve the relationships that I have in my life? Can it help me become a better father? Can it help me become a better mother? Can it help me communicate better with the people that are around me? All right, so now let's move on. Perhaps we do not always expect the same from symbols, but since symbols too contain ideas, being in actuality the graphic representation of ideas, we may expect the same. So even with the symbols that we have them embrace, right? Gye-Nyame, fear none but God, unless God, the omnipotence of God. The ideas, the physical representation of those ideas, right? You see me wearing it all the time. This speaks to me. It reminds me of something. It lets me know about the rewards, especially the spiritual rewards, but it also gives me courage. Practically, it makes me move with less fear. I'm able to express myself a little bit more not just because of the symbol, but because the idea of what it represents and how it fits into my life. Right? What symbols are you placing around you to remind you about who you are? To remind other people, to kind of shock them into it, because when they look at it, they be like, what does that mean? And you're able to tell them and be like, wow, okay. You know what I'm saying? So why you got it? Every time I look at it, it reminds me. It energizes me, because remember, ideas produce energy. Ideas can take you high, or ideas can push you low. Ideas can propel you forward, or they can hold you stuck. Right? So when we look at ideas, man, this some serious shit. Ideas are breeding grounds. This means that when we have one authentic idea, that authentic idea spins off into other authentic ideas, because other people get involved and you start thinking about different ideas. Like within Gye-Nyame, one of the ideas we have is that we have a mystic founder. This mystic founder name is G. Now, from G, there comes a whole myriad of stories that flow from the idea of this guy mastering his shell. Right? Spin-off ideas. Right? The boom boom generating ideas. Like we look at Boyce Watkins' channel, Dr. Boyce Watkins' channel, right? Ideas, right? And it started with a simple idea. I want to teach black folks financial literacy. And from there, he got the college, and then he got the program for the kids. Then he got the courses for the kids. Then he got the video projects that he's doing, right? Then he got the podcast. Then he got the blog. Then he got the, you know what I'm saying? So we look at these, when an idea is authentic and it's coming from you and it represents you and you can feel it, other ideas spring up from out of that one idea. An idea is like a seed. So you plant the seed and you don't just get one other thing. Multiple things spring up. And the more authentic the idea is, the more people you're going to have helping you harvest the crop. All right? So I'm working on my ideas a little bit so I can get a few more hands to get out here and help me with the crops. Right? Boom. All right, boom. That one idea sparked these three. Now what we going to do with these three? You know, so I mean, just from the whole Gye-Nyame concept, we got ambrosia, our shade breath. You know what I'm saying? We got, it's other ideas that are rising up. Ideas are breeding ground, right? And not only do they produce within themselves, they attract other ideas. Have you ever noticed that when you get a good idea, right, it seems like the universe conspires to bring other ideas closer to you that are similar to your idea? I mean, when I first started studying Black history in college, right, and because I had the idea that we were more than what we was taught, boom, authentic, it hit me in my soul, because my whole life, I've been trying to, I knew that I couldn't be white. You know what I'm saying? They let me know that very early. And then I explored a little bit of the Chinese culture, because the Great Wall of China is over 2,000 years old. And they was telling me that China is the oldest culture in the world. So some people back in the day can remember, I used to wear Kung Fu uniforms to middle school. You know what I'm saying? It used to blow people's mind, but I used to wear it. And the Kung Fu shoes, boom, I was really deep in Asian culture. I was so good with chopsticks, I was able to eat grits. You don't believe me? Ask some of the people that hang around. I still can get down with some goddamn chopsticks. Why? Because I put myself in that culture. But when the authentic idea came to me, like, you're not Chinese, you're of African descent, and Africa is much older than China. What? It hit me. The idea was authentic. It in a strange way, it made sense, and I had to pursue this idea. And other ideas start springing up, and other things start conspiring to put other ideas in me. And because I was always leaning towards some type of spiritual piece, because I got into the martial arts, not for the ability to whoop some ass, but for the ability to learn how, because I thought maybe some of these teachers had some experience with meditation and spiritual experiences, right? And the deeper I got into it, the more I started seeing that most of these people was in it just for fighting. They didn't give a damn about the meditation piece. Right? But then once I got into African culture, I said, damn, there's a whole lot of spiritual shit going on with us. That's why my grandmother used to say that. That's why I feel like this. This is why I've been wanting to know my history, my family, my personal family history. Ideas spark they're breeding grounds. Right? So if you want your child to learn more, if you want to learn more, you got to start surrounding yourself with people that have ideas, that are able to create ideas, and put yourself around good ideas, because it'll start attracting what you want around you. If you are attracting bad people, right, more than likely you are surrounding yourself, and you are filling your mind up with dead, inauthentic ideas. If you are constantly confronted by people that are inauthentic, you have some inauthentic ideas around you. Why? Because those people feel that energy and they come into it. All right. While we are not always so easily inclined to embrace change, we are more readily inclined to embrace change when our ideas prompting the change are associated with appreciable and perceivable rewards. We just talked about that. You want people to change in your life, right? But what are the rewards the individual could see for changing? You want your mate to change. What is the reward that you will provide him or her for making the changes that, making the changes that you want them to make? You got to put the idea, and you got to share that reward. Here's the idea. Here's the reward. So when you present an idea, you got to be able to present the reward. Remember, practical, material, spiritual. Basically, you got to be able to break down the rewards that come with it. Powerful concept. Very simple. From a simple little book. With less than 100 pages. Let's finish up. Indeed, the ardor with which we struggle with ideas is a result of the anticipated outcome. Now, ardor, how hard we work at it. Right? So, once the idea is presented and the individual can see the reward, those individuals that it really spoke to their soul, they're going to work. Family, listen. For example, with the warriors that I'm working with. I presented them with the idea of warriorship, right? We did a HIIT workout, which is a high intensity training. We did high intensity training, right? So we did 3 rounds. In the 3 rounds, it was 90 seconds of working out. So we start off with 30 seconds of push-ups. Do as many as you can. 30 seconds of squats. Do as many as you can, fast as you can, keeping the form. And we do what we call warrior push-ups. We did 3 rounds of this, right? I'm talking about kids. Because the idea of them becoming a warrior was something that they could see as reward to it, right? There's a certain status that goes with it, right? The idea of me being a warrior and the idea that other people will have about me because I made it through this program, right? Maintains the kids. So I got kids doing a high intensity workout. Kids who never had to do push-ups before is doing 30 seconds worth of push-ups. And then a lot of y'all like, that's easy. Try it. Do 3 rounds. We did 3 rounds, rested for 3 minutes, got right back down, did them again. Telling the kids, don't worry about the count. Just do the form. Keep your form. Do them as fast as you can. Work as hard as you can. Right? Did the same thing with the Ashe breath, with the meditation. I got young people meditating. Why? Because they are able to grasp the idea and they're able to see the reward. They're able to comprehend the reward. Right? Are your ideas presenting people with rewards? All right. Last but not least, because we're almost at the ending hour. So, when you are able to present the idea, the people will work with ardor and they will struggle with the ideas so that they could get the anticipated outcome. The idea got to touch their soul. So if an individual really don't want to lose weight, you give them the idea of losing weight, but you might have to come at them from a different angle. They want to get in shape. They might not. You got to give them the idea. And then you got to give them the what? The reward. Right? You know what I'm saying? Because many of us, we think we grown. I mean, because we grown, we're outside of that. But, you know, you train people. Reward, punishment. Reward, punishment. Pharaoh stance. Gye-Nyame. Right? Right hand, flail. Left hand, a crook. The crook is the crooked thing that a shepherd used to pull a wayward sheep. When the sheep is getting away, I'm pulling it back to me. I'm symbolically pulling you back to me. The flail is to beat away the enemy and to sometimes chastise the sheep for doing what they're not supposed to do. Reward, punishment. Right? Ideas. What's the reward? Many of us rely on the punishment of not accepting our ideas. Matter of fact, the punishments far outweigh, if it's a scale, far outweigh the rewards. So people don't even want to hear you talk. You come talking, they don't want to hear you talk. Why? Because you're talking about the punishments for not accepting your ideas, rather than talking about the rewards. What's the rewards of black consciousness? What's the rewards of black nationalism? What's the rewards of these other movements that's out here? What's the rewards? Are you pumping up the rewards? Are we, as a community, regardless of what we believe, if we're moving towards the benefit of black folks right here in America right now, what are rewards for people joining and helping us? What are rewards? This is why I say I don't sell ambrosia. You know what I'm saying? I give ambrosia as a gift for those people that support the journey. It's a reward. People like it. It's a reward. It's something that I can control, right? That I can attach to an idea that struck me in my soul. All right. So, this is Brother Hatim. You know, I know it was just me. I want to thank those that was popping in and out. I want to send shouts out to Brother Troy Reed. Thank you for joining me, brother. Thank you for at least asking a question. I appreciate it. I want to thank all those. I don't know what's going on, whether it's Facebook or whether it's me or whether y'all just didn't want to hear what Brother Hatim had to say. I could dig it, right? So the lines will be open for a little while longer after I get off the air, for those that might want to conversate afterwards, right? If it's a good enough conversation, I go on and post it up, right? But it's about to go off the air because we are approaching that 10 o'clock. And I will see y'all tomorrow for Gye-Nyame, Cooperative Economics. And we're going to go a little bit deeper in the Daily Toast for those that follow me on YouTube. We're going to go a little bit deeper into the breathing practices. Today we did the complete breath and the cleansing breath, right? Now we're going to talk about a chemical that is released when we breathe through the nose and what this chemical do, and then we're going to talk about how to release this chemical at will. Just by breathing through the nose, right? And the cleaner we make our body, the stronger the effect. The feeling outpaces weed, it outpaces all these other drugs, and it's free. Reward. You feel good. Come up with better ideas. You have more energy, right? You're less subject to heart attacks and strokes and shit, right? It opens up all of your blood vessels, right? So you can feel your blood possibly for the first time in your life flowing all throughout your system, unleashing and unlocking those powers that lie within you, right? So this is Brother Hatim saying peace. I want to remind y'all, you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey. You joined us today on Tribal Quotes. Of course, you know this is a 100% production. Well, my major goal in life is to shatter your old paradigm.